I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. I knew Lil Murda and Big T had a sexual history. I could feel the chemistry. Y'all ready to talk about it? Cue the music. Oh yes, bitches and hoes. I'm back.
I drop a player like it's nothing, it ain't working out. Now no debate up for discussion, bitch, I'm walking out. My time is money, I ain't loving, let you toast it out. Flip my weave and walk it out, look how I just bossed it out. Now come on baby, why you bugging, we can't talk it out. I keeps it moving, I ain't tripping, lost another spouse. I'm just a boss, it's in my blood, no I won't scream or shout. Grabbing my keys.
Cause oh yes, bitches and hoes, I'm back. Back with another video. We here to discuss P-Valley. Season 2, episode 4, Demethrious. Girl, Demethrious. Woo, this was a heavy one. Let's get into it. So the episode opens up. Lauren Hawkins, that's the big bitch who came down there to the Pynk last season and was celebrating throwing up all that money because she was divorcing her husband and had a whole bunch of money. She made it rain down there in the club. Well, she's back after the panorama to make it rain again. So she over there throwing money, girl. Whisper come in front of her, do a split. Whisper is a ghost, man. That girl is a witch or something, I'm telling y'all. I don't know why that just came upon me, but I'm telling you what I knew. Something is up with Whisper. But either way, she goes get a doggone lap dance in the back room, back there in the champagne room or whatever. So she's getting a lap dance by this girl throwing, I'm talking about throwing up money. The girl is getting all sexual with it and all that stuff and started taking off her mask. Now in my mind, because she was wearing 2 masks, I was like, well, what this got to do with taking off the mask? Girl, the girl took that doggone mask off and held back like this and went ha-choo. While Lauren's mouth was open, all of the particles from that thing was going inside of Lauren's nose and in her mouth. Baby, when I tell you Lauren jumped up out that chair like she caught the Holy Ghost and ran up out of there. She screaming running from the back. She finally gets up to the front. Uncle Clifford was like, what the hell's going on? She was like, listen, that girl done took my mask off and sneezed on me. And see, what you don't know is I'm the county health commissioner, and I shut all this shit down. And Uncle Clifford was like, you a damn lie. Everybody around here had their mask. Check a look around. And when he turned around, only half the people had their mask on. Ooh, Uncle Clifford, you done bit off a big one now. You don't know what you done did. So she was like, I am with the health department and I'm about to show you, girl. She gets up there on in the DJ booth, got on the mic and said, this is a health violation. The Pynk is closed effective immediately. Y'all ain't got to go home, but y'all got to get the hell up out of here. Now, Uncle Clifford is losing his mind because he was like, somebody get this heifer off the damn mic. But the violations is up, fat. The Pynk is closed. So we move to the next scene. Now she's in the back with her 6-foot ruler telling everybody, look, this is what 6 feet looks like. This is how far apart you need to be. She was like, you need to put plexiglass in between all of these boots. You need to get the AC filter, whatever it was, telling them basically all the stuff they need to do to get back up the code. And then she also lets them know you got 24 hours to do it because that's when I'm coming back to do my inspection. Big L come out the back and was like, hell, the AC thing, that's at least 15 grand by itself. So she was like, I don't care, figure it out. You got 24 hours. And he said, well, what's the fine? Is there a fine? She was like, the fine is $25K. I said, oh, Lord. Now, this got everybody all up in arms. Hell, Uncle Clifford was like, wait a minute. I know you. Wasn't you the big heifer that was in here drunk, fell asleep under the table after you was done divorced your husband last time? And then this other girl comes from the back and was like, I remember her. She the one who was in here celebrating because she divorced her husband because she was sleeping with his mama. Everybody was like, his mama? I was like, you a nasty bitch. How you gonna sleep with your husband, mama? Oh, Lord, that's big. That's real big. Well, either way, she's embarrassed as hell. She was like, look, I'm going to put the fine down to 11.5K. But y'all got to get this shit fixed. Get it fixed. Get it up out of here. So she storms out. Girl, look. This was a lot. I was like, oh my God, like y'all really got to doggone get this stuff going, get this stuff taken care of because y'all don't have a lot of time. You really have to make sure that all of this stuff is taken care of in 24 hours. Uncle Clifford is losing his mind because he was like, how the hell are we going to do all of this stuff in 24 hours? Roulette and Whisper is over there sitting there minding their business. And Roulette decides to scream out loud that she feels some type of way because her and Whisper didn't even get to do their dance and make their little coin, right? So the other girl, was it Toy? Toy comes by and was like, look, girl, I get it, but I'm gonna help up for this other girl. That girl really do have allergies for real. Roulette was like, girl, mind your business, speak when spoken to. And that prompts Toy to say, wait a minute. You know, word on the curve is you be making a little extra money with doing a little extra things back here. And Roulette jumps up and was like, what you heard? Who said that? Who said that? She was like, I'm just telling you what I said. They said. They saying that you around here having extra incomes in the bank. Uncle Clifford was like, they better not be doing no goddamn extra incomes up in here. And then Roulette was like, that's a lie, that's a lie. I'm not making no extra income. And Toy said, girl, the people is saying that the men is coming in here looking for the girl with the dick sucking lips and was doing like that. Girl, next thing you know, Roulette done jumped over the thing and done punched that girl senseless, beat her up, drug her. I'm talking about body slam. The Roulette beat the brakes off of this girl. And I'm like, y'all break it up. Uncle Clifford and Big L come try to break it up. Big L brings her to the back of the club or whatever the case may be where the office is, and which is like, girl, what is going on with you? And how did you know how to do all them wrestling moves? And she said that I learned that from my brother Demethrious. So okay, now we get the title of the episode. So he asked her, did she miss him? And she was just like, yeah, I missed him, you know, but it is what it is. Like, you know, and he was like, well, I get it. Sometimes you miss your brothers and da-da-da-da. She was like, look, I'm not here for no therapy session. Is you going to you going to fire me or what? Whatever you going to do, do it. And he was like, why would I fire you? She was like, because I had a fight. And he was like, I'm not going to fire you for no fight. Like, that don't make no sense. Like, why? You good. You ain't got to worry about that. But he then goes on to ask her where she was coming from that night. He saw her getting out that car. Because he said, the girl ain't lying because I see you getting out that car. Where was you coming from? She said, the better question is, what the hell was you and Eminem doing there unloading that off that truck? What was that? So he's like, oh, touche, bitch, touche. So she grabs his doggone drink and was trying to drink it, because at first he tried to offer her a drink. She said she don't drink no brown. Then he snatched it back and was just like, because she hollers, I'm a classy bitch. Don't worry about me. I'm good. I'm a classy bitch. And he said, no, you gonna get finessed. He said, what you need to do, as he poured her a drink, after he snatched her bottle back, is we move to the next scene, child. They got these two girls saying, if you can't go to the Pynk, where the hell can you go? So basically, the Pynk is closing. It's on the news, and the people is losing their minds. Mercedes is at home, and she done called Uncle Clifford and said, why the hell you didn't tell me that the Pynk was closed? And Uncle Clifford was like, girl, we'll be back open in 24 hours. Don't worry about it. I ain't even want to stress you out about it. But let me tell you about this fight that happened. Roulette jumped across that table and body doggone Toy. And while Uncle Clifford is telling her about the fight, she notices her mama is on TV. So she was like, Uncle Clifford, turn the channel. So they turned the channel, because it's Uncle Clifford and his grandmother in the house. And baby, Pastor Woodbine is up there saying she's running for mayor. And she's saying vote no against them casinos because they all for the devil. So she's running for the mayor. Uncle Clifford was like, why is your mom on this TV talking about she running for mayor? She not going to win. Hell, the grandma even said she not going to win. But listen, Mercedes is just over with her grandma, and I don't blame you, because I would be over too. As this is happening, she gets a text from Coach saying, hey, I ain't seen you in a while. I'm going to be at the condo in a few hours. I need you to be there. So now she knows she's going to make a good coin, as you should. I need me a coach. We move to the next scene. Mississippi is standing outside of this beauty store with the advertisement and the poster for her lashes. Mississippi got her lashes off the ground. She's going live. All the girls know, hey, look, my lashes is here. They're here to stay. You know, everything's lit. When she gets off the live, Rome comes up and was like, you like it? You like it? And she was like, yeah, I love it. The only thing I don't like is they got my skin looking a little like pecan, mocha-ish. You know, basically they making her light skin. And he was like, don't worry about it. It's just the lighting. Lil Murder, Big T, and I forget the other dude name. They sitting on the car, and Lil Murder was like, man, look, where my doggone advertisement? Why he ain't get me one? You know what I'm saying? And the other homeboy, I want to say his name, Gidgy or whatever his name is, he was just like, man, his other homeboy was like, boy, you don't need all that. Or you ain't getting all that. Mississippi comes over with her white homegirl, and I don't care to know her name, don't care. But she comes over with her white homegirl to show Lil Murder all the drama that's going down at the Pynk. And she was like, was it like that when we was around there? Yeah, it was. But anyway, she introduces her little homegirl, her white friend, and was like, my friend coming with us on the trip. I hope y'all is okay with that. And they was just like, that we don't really give a shit. So they was like, all right, Big T, it's your turn to drive. But see, Big T is looking at the video of the George Floyd incident, and it's really messing with him. Like, he really screwed up behind this. Like, He was like, man, this is real messed up. So Rome walks up to him and saw the video and was like, man, I wonder what he did to get killed. And Big T was like, why would he have to do something to deserve that? Like, what are you saying? So we already see they're going to start clashing because Big T don't really see it for Rome, especially knowing that Rome had that type of mentality and Big T is more of a, like a righteous type of person. So we move to the next scene. Haley is in the Pynk and she's over there going through her garbage bag full of clothes. And she get these weird vibes. So she goes to check by that room back there where they pop that other dude upside the head, Montavious, whatever his name is. So she gets a weird vibe from back there. And she's about to go over there and get in that room, but then I guess Corbin knocks at the door. Or maybe she heard the door, I don't know. She walks toward the door. Now this is what I did catch. Did y'all see that man that peeked out behind like that with the hat? Who the hell was that? Girl, you got ghosts in the door. Is Montavious running around there in the ghost form? Girl, y'all might have to burn some sage in the Pynk or something. Y'all got to do something. Well, anyway, Corbin is at the door, and Corbin was like, look, girl, you around here playing. I'm trying to give you this $1 million to sell this place. Haley was like, I'm not selling you a goddamn thing. This place is worth more than $1 million, and I'm not selling it for no million. So you can basically kiss my ass, is what you can do, is what she's trying to say. But Corbin was like, this place ain't worth more than no million. She was like, I bet. Well, good. Bye. She slams the door in his face. Andre gets home on the next scene to find his wife is over there on her knees. And she wasn't praying. Well, Andre, you was sleeping with Haley last season, so what's the big deal? Girl, Andre walked in on that lady on her knees, literally. And he jumped on that man, and I was like, he naked. And I was hoping the camera panned down so I could see, but I couldn't really see. So he jumps on the man, beat the man up, girl. His wife was like, get off of him, let him go. He damn near choked the man out to death. And then the man he let him go, and the man was like, let me get my clothes, because Andre was like, get the hell out of my house. And he was just like, man, you ain't getting no clothes, get the hell out of here. So when the man leaves, he realizes that that's the man that his mom or her mom wanted her to marry. Like, that's the dude that they've been dealing, basically. And he was like, you gonna have this dude in my house? Like, doing that in my house? Like, that's cold-blooded. You're a dirty girl if you doing that. Her whole thing was, look, first of all, where's your mask? He was like, no, where was your mask when you was on your knees, not praying? And she was like, listen, we both doctors, so it wasn't that big of a deal. But she says, you know, I really feel like, basically she tried to downplay what the hell was happening. But then he comes back and was like, you know, your family always made it known that I didn't own nothing in here. So basically he been the bum, you know, of all of this whole thing. He was like, they've always made me know that I don't own nothing. I don't have no say in nothing. And this is further proof that I don't. So he goes, but I was just coming home early to tell you I went to run for mayor in Chucalissa. And she was like, run for mayor? My daddy tried to get you a job as an attorney, and you want to go down there and run for mayor? You not going to win? And he was like, that's all I needed to hear. Till you do right by me, everything you think about is going to fail. So he went on out the door because he feels some type of way because she don't believe in him. No. She was just on her knees in front of this other man. Duh. We move to the next scene. Mercedes goes down to the penthouse because she's looking for Coach. Well, she's surprised to see that Farrah is there, the wife. So Farrah was like, oh, I'm sorry, girl. I'm just grabbing some of my equipment, girl, some of my camera stuff. I'm not here to, you know, whatever. He already told me you coming by, so it's cool. So then Mercedes was like, look, girl, let me apologize to you about leaving so swiftly the other night. Like, that was really not okay. And then Farrah was like, well, what happened? And she was like, I had to really go deal with my daughter. She got into some trouble. And then Farrah was like, oh, you must be like a super mom. She was like, I ain't gonna say all that. You know what I'm saying? But I went and checked on my child. Farrah then starts to come clean and say, look, girl, about the other night, girl, it was great, but I ain't never done that before. So that was kind of new to me. And Mercedes was like, shit, it was new to me too. Like, what is you saying, girl? But somehow we just was able to get right into it and it fit. So Farrah gets a phone call. And while Farrah's on the phone, Mercedes goes get on the pole. So Mercedes is doing her thing, giving the Mercedes experience, all warm up of it. Farrah gets off the phone and starts taking pictures of Mercedes. And Mercedes was like, girl, look, no press, no pics, no none of that. I don't really do all that. But Farrah was like, girl, look, Cedric said he running late. Let's just kind of see where this goes. Like, don't act crazy. Like, let's just fiddle and faddle a little bit. We move to the next scene. Uncle Clifford brings down his grandmother to the Pynk because they're trying to get the doggone Pynk back up and running. And all of a sudden, this truck arrives. Big L had done got the white boy, what's his name? Duffy. He had got Duffy to bring in some supplies so they can get the truck up and running. Toy even brought in everybody to come in and help and lend a hand. And guess who was with him? Diamond. Diamond has come back to help. And Uncle Clifford was like, bro, what is you doing here? And he was just like, I never really got kicked out of the group chat. So when I heard everything was going on, I said I had to be here. So Uncle Clifford is super happy to see Diamond because he really wants Diamond to come back to the paint. We move to the next scene. All the gang is in the car on their way to Memphis. And DJ Never Scared had a song on the radio. So DJ Never Scared song is playing on the radio. And the white girl calls him on the phone and was like, oh shit, you on the radio. You really done made it out here. Lil Murda takes the phone and tells DJ Never Scared, man, you really up. I'm proud of you. And DJ Never Scared was like, bruh, I could be up and we could be up if you had given me that feature that I asked you for. So Lil Murda was like, man, I'm going to try to get it to you. I'm going to try to get it to you. And Rome was like, he going to get it to you ASAP. Don't worry about it. So when they hang up the phone, keep in mind, Big T is still in the car riding pissed. Like the white girl driving at this point. But he's in the car pissed because they turned the radio to hear about the doggone DJ Never Scared song. But Lil Murda brings up the publishing issue. He was like, hey, when are we going to sit down and talk about my publishing? And Rome was like, we'll get it taken care of. Don't worry about it. The way Rome brushed that off, Rome is probably screwing you, Lil Murda. You need to find out about your masters, is all I'm saying. Find out about it. So then, after that happens, the George Floyd thing is going on, and they hear about protests on the radio. Big T here, because everybody else is really over there talking, and he really like spazzes out and tell everybody shut the F up, like shut the fuck up. We need to hear this. So they turn it up, and the riots are going on, and Big T is losing it. He's like furious about this. But what they heard that was more important was the fact that Birmingham has now instituted a curfew effective immediately when everything got to be shut down by 8 o'clock. Lil Murda was like, so what that mean about the show? Show is canceled, fat. That's what it mean, Lil Murda. Ain't no show. He was like, man, that's cold. Like, we really was about to really go out there and tear it down. Rome is in the front of the car feeling some type of way. I was like, man, all this because a nigga got killed. Like, man, this some BS. Big T look at him like he wanted to literally stab his eyes out. And I was like, oh my God. Rome said we can still salvage tonight. We'll figure out something to do. Yeah, Big T and Rome is really going to have problems. And I don't know if Rome want that smoke because Big T look like he's a ticking time bomb. We move to the next scene. Mercedes is still on the pole getting her pics taken. And Farrah was like, man, I admire that you could do that. I wish that I could do it. And basically, Mercedes was like, you can do it. Basically, you just got to have skin to pole. That's what's going to keep you up there. So take your clothes off. So she took her drawers off or whatever. Girl, Farrah tried to get up on that pole and looked a hot-ass mess. It didn't work out. It ain't for everybody, fat. But Mercedes teaches her how to twerk. Because Farrah also don't know how to twerk. See, Farrah is an up-and-down board type of girl. She ain't really she probably raised in a white neighborhood type of girl, you know what I'm saying? So she touches her twerking spot, which is somewhere down there that looked very, very interesting. And Farrah was like, ooh, show me how to do it again. So she teaches her how to twerk. And I was like, oh, I wish somebody come teach me how to twerk. But anyway, Farrah says, look, girl, I really wanted to hate you when I found out about you. But then I realized all my hate was internal and it was all for me, you know? And Mercedes was like, she was like, all my hate is internal to me. So Farrah walks away crying and Mercedes goes behind her to console her and was just like, you know what, girl, it's okay. You know, you don't have to feel no type of way. And Farrah was like, I'm sorry for crying in front of a stripper because typically I wouldn't cry in front of no stripper. Now this makes Mercedes take her back like, Heifer, why you keep trying to play me like I'm just less than? Farrah then come clean and said, listen, girl, I was the one who texted you. It wasn't Coach. It was me. I wanted to see you, and I'm glad that you came because, you know, I never thought I'd meet somebody like you. So they start to kissing, and then Farrah sit Mercedes down in the chair and was all up on her. And then Farrah went downtown, and I don't mean in the city. Okay? I was like, oh, okay. We move to the next scene. Uncle Clifford is over there checking his grandmother's sugar because they're all in there trying to get the doggone Pynk back up and running. And the girls is on the other side talking about Diamond, talking about they heard about him and ooh, he's so sexy. And I heard he left because Mississippi ain't won't give him none. And the other one was like, well, I heard he left because of this and I heard he left because of that. So basically, they're all over there gossiping about Diamond. Diamond is on the other side moving boxes trying to get everything back together. So Diamond goes back to put this box in the back and he sees the room where Demethrious was killed. And then when he goes in that room, he kind of gets the doggone like the heebie-jeebies, like he gets the vision. Like basically, Demethrious is hunting him. Montavious, whatever his name is, he's hunting him. So now Diamond is freaking out. Big L happened to walk in and was like, "Bro, you good?" And he was like, "No, yeah, I'm good." Big L was like, "Man, come help me move these boxes." So now we can see that it's really haunting him, and that's probably why Diamond don't want to come back, because he knows that place has that spirit on him. Because that's why they canceled that man Christmas. You know what I'm saying? Meanwhile, in the front, Mayor Kyle institutes a doggone curfew for the protests and all that stuff, effective immediately. 8 o'clock, y'all heifers got to be in your houses. And if you get caught outside, it's a $500 fine. Uncle Clifford was like, "Man, what the hell is we going to do?" All the girls just freaking out, talking about that's in like a few minutes. Uncle Clifford like, "Well, shit, y'all could just stay here. Don't worry about it. Just stay here and we can finish up the paint." The girls was like, "No, baby, I'm going home." So everybody starts to disintegrate and go where they need to go their respective ways. While this is happening, Roulette is sitting down watching TV and she sees Pastor Woodbine on TV. But Pastor Woodbine is really giving a word about, being wrongfully done and police brutality and all that stuff. And this really hits Roulette, because Roulette is just like gazed into the TV. She's really tapped in. Roulette runs away crying. The girl was like, "Girl, you good?" Either way, she goes in the back crying, and the white boy Duffy, he sees her and he goes back there and was just like, "Hey, you good?" And she was just like, "Man, this police brutality, they keep getting away with this stuff." And then she brings up the fact that her brother was actually wrongfully murdered by police as well. So now it makes sense why that kind of hit her home like that. But she's just all over it. She was just like, "That was 3 years ago and they really done did my brother wrong and this keeps happening." We look at her tattoo and and all that stuff, and that's where the name and all this stuff come from. I get it. Big L asked Diamond on the flip side if he won't come back. And Diamond was like, no. He was like, "To be honest, you need to get out of here too, because this place ain't gonna stay alive for long, bro. You need to be finding somewhere to go." Big L feels like, "Nah, man, Uncle Clifford hired me, fresh out of the pen. I ain't had nothing. I'm gonna be here rocking till the wheels fall off. And I really would like for you to be here as well." But Diamond can't do it. Diamond still got that spirit in that place. He just can't. Diamond was like, "Nah, I can't do it." Well, anyway, Big L walks away and he looks down there and see Big Bone on a motorcycle. Big Bone down there, he goes down there and say hey to her. And she was like, "Oh, what's up? Everybody's talking about you, trying to see what the hell going on. But see, I'm different. I ain't going to talk about you. I'm going to see what's up myself." So I'm like, is she trying to be on her knees like Andre's wife to Big Diamond? To Diamond? What is going on? So Diamond was just like, "Oh, okay." So he's noticing her bike, asking her how long she been riding for. She was like, yeah, I ride whatever. Is you coming or no? She gives him a helmet because he was like, "I can't fit this one." She said, "You can fit this one. Is you coming?" I don't know if Diamond went because doggone the scene split. And on the split scene, Mercedes wakes up from a text from Pharaoh basically saying she enjoyed everything. And then she starts seeing all these notifications about all the riots and the protests. Girl, so she's freaking the hell out. She's like, what the hell is going on? She turned on the TV and sees her mama on TV acting a damn fool, talking about running for mayor and all this protest stuff. And then she turns it over and sees $10,000 in cash on the dresser. "Farrah, call me if you need a little mix-up and you want to have another girl. I will fly to you. I will pay for my own flight. Call me if you need it." So now, Lil Murder and them all at the hotel. They all smoking or whatever. And Lil Murder go check on Big T. Now, Big T is still in his feelings, and he's still feeling some type of way about all of this protest stuff, because he's like, these police is just killing us. Like, it's really tapping into Big T different. So Wrong turned off the TV to give a toast to Mississippi, because he wants to toast to her with her promo and all that stuff. Now, Big T was watching that, because he was watching all the protests going on. Big T jumps up and was like, "Man, why you turned off the TV?" And Ron was like, "Because it's my room, my TV, my everything. And if I want to turn off my TV, I can do that." That's the confrontation you see behind me. So Big T was like, "Man, turn that TV back on." And Ron was like, "No, I ain't doing a damn thing." Big Teak loses his natural mind. Big Teak starts freaking out. The white girl decides to jump in and try to say, you need to chill. And we all, in black fashion, all across the world, was telling the white girl, mind her goddamn business. Mind your business. Mississippi is over there scared. Big Teak was like, man, go mind your business. Go sit down. She was like, I'm not scared of you. And Big Teak looked like he wanted to slap the crap in the living taste up out of her, but he didn't want to go to jail for hitting the white woman. So he ends up stomping on the table, freaking the hell out. They drag Big Teak out the room and bring him to the other room. Mississippi is terrified. Probably more terrified that Big Teak was going to smack her little homegirl up. Because she should have doggone mind her business. On the flip side, Uncle Clifford and the girls find an African man, and they going in the back, and they find this African man. The man can't speak no English. So they was like, maybe he looking for a bathroom. And she was like, Uncle Clifford was like, look, it's behind the bar, trying to tell the man where to go. Also, Uncle Clifford noticed that somebody had been in that room where he was, because they had like, I guess, cigarette butts and clothes or whatever the case may be. So now he's super suspicious. Big Teak is in the other room. Now, this is where it gets crazy. Big Teak is in the other room, and Lil Murder go check on him. Lil Murder was like, bruh, what's up? Like, what's really going on with you? Like, what? Talk to me, bruh. Big Teak sits on the bed and was like, man, you know, oftentimes I wonder why my mama even had me. All my siblings. He was like, because in this society, you just a nigga. You a light nigga, a dark nigga, a broke nigga. It was kind of giving 444 Jay-Z, but he was quoting all the different types of niggas and said no matter what type of nigga you are, you still a nigga, and you basically expendable. Like, these people don't care. So he breaks out into tears. Child, the murder comes over there and start rubbing on his face, and I said, I knew it. Big Teak kisses his hand and was like, you know, one thing about you and I'm proud of is the fact that you're going to be $1 million nigga. You're going to make it up out of here, and I know you're going to make it, and I'm proud of you if I never told you that before. Lil Murder bends down and give him a kiss. Yeah, he did it. He kissed him. They go to taking off their clothes. Lil Murder opened the condom and stuffed it in his mouth so that he can then put it on with his mouth. I knew exactly what he was doing when he stuffed it in his mouth. I knew it. I did. I knew that. Don't ask me how, but I knew that. But he gets down on his knees. If you ask me, the name of the episode should have been On Your Knees. Because he gets on his knees, puts the condom on, and that's when all hell breaks loose. Girl, they start to smash it. I'm not going to lie, it was a little awkward. Because they two masculine men. Not because they gay, but just because they masculine. It was a little awkward. But at least we know Lil Murder is the giver and not the taker. I guess. I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, that's what happened. And Big Teak was gripping them sheets, and I was like, ooh, I know that feeling. It was just too much. We moved to the next scene. Mississippi tell her friend bye. Basically, Mississippi sending the white girl up out of there. She was like, girl, call me when you get to Nashville, girl. I know it was crazy last night. I just want you to be safe. When the girl get the call, Big Rome come outside and was like, yeah, you got your girl up out of here, huh? Mississippi said, yeah, you know, that's my dog, but certain things you can't talk to everybody about, and this conversation ain't one for her to be around. So Rome was like, yeah, I feel you. But then Rome was like, I noticed how scared you was yesterday when Big Teak was acting stupid. He was like, I'm going to tell Lil Murder to fire him. And in my mind, I'm like, Lil Murder's just smashed. He ain't going nowhere. But, you know, Mississippi tried to play it off like she wasn't scared. She was like, no, don't tell him to fire him. You don't have to do that. You know, I wasn't scared or nothing. And he was like, yeah, you was scared. I saw it in your eyes. He was like, but see, next time you scared like that, you come let me know. I never let nobody scare you. I hate to see that look in your eyes. And I was like, Rome, you trying to get some cooch? Because it's a panorama and it's a doggone, what do you call it? And we under lockdown. You can get it tonight. Her man was calling her on that phone. She ain't answered. I wanted to slide past that part, but you know. We move to the next scene. Andre goes back to the Pynk, and he shows up by Haley and telling Haley, you know, basically his wife was cheating. But then he also says that he want to run for mayor. So Haley was like, you know what? I think that's a good idea. I believe in you. So that's what he need to hear. You know, he need to hear a woman say, you know, they believe in him. He asked her if she would stick around for his campaign, And she was just like, nah, to be honest, I'm trying to sell the paint and get up out of here. Now, while all this is happening, Uncle Clifford and Mercedes is inside the paint and they eavesdrop and they can literally watch and hear what she's saying. So she was like, yeah, Corbin came by and gave me a $1 million offer a few times. I shut it down. I wonder how I feel for him to hear a black woman tell him no. Like, she going in because I'm ready to sell it and be done with it. I'm over it. Mercedes is in the inside wanting the doggone take her earrings off and go out there and fight her. But Uncle Clifford was like, no, don't fight her. Let her keep digging her own grave. So as they about to kiss, Uncle Clifford runs out of the doggone place and was like, Heifer, you mean to tell me you was going to sell the paint? Like, how could you do this to us? Like, you lied. You told me it was going to be this, that, and the third. Haley was like, it's just a building. Like, it's not that big of a deal. Uncle Clifford was like, you a snake. You a snake ass bitch. You wrong for that. Now this causes everybody else to come outside, Big L and everybody else. And they're like, what the hell is going on? Uncle Clifford was like, this heifer is trying to sell the paint. And she was like, y'all can use the paint somewhere else. It's just a building. It's not that big of a deal. But Uncle Clifford feels like you snaked me. You backstabbed me. And he said, Uncle Clifford rule number 10 million and 55 trillion and all of this, whatever the case may be, is watch who you let in your house. He said, and I let you in my house and you play me. I feel some type of way. This really hurting Uncle Clifford. He don't like that. He feels like, you really screwed me over. Mercedes goes up to her after Clifford walks away and was like, people always told me you was an easy bitch to hate, or an easy bitch to like, but an easier bitch to hate, and now I understand it. Uncle Clifford had already exposed the fact that you was sleeping down there at the Pynk. The girls didn't even know that. Mercedes said, I thought you said you was sleeping with a friend. The Pynk is the friend. We move to the next scene. Lauren returns to tell everybody they didn't pass the inspection. You didn't get the AC right. You didn't do this, that, and the third. Basically, the Pynk is closed until further notice. So now Uncle Clifford is pissed. Lauren walks away. He gives the paper to Big L and say, give it to that heifer Haley. Since you want to sell the Pynk. Give it to her. He is done. He's had enough. Lil Murder wake up to Big T standing or sitting in the windowsill with the doggone the postcard that he was sending to Uncle Clifford. So when Lil Murder wakes up, Big T was like, who the hell is Uncle Clifford? Now Lil Murder was like, damn, he caught me, but he didn't even respond. Big T feels like, yo, when I was locked up and you was out, you ain't never sent me no postcard, but you sending a postcard to a nigga named Uncle Clifford? Like, for real, that's what we doing? So, Lil Murder can't say nothing because he really is in love with Uncle Clifford. So, I guess Big T was like, bet. He grabbed his things and he walked up out the door. So now there's a beef there. I'm like, oh, Lord. They beefing. This not going to be good. We move to the next scene. Andre gets to Tydell's house, his uncle's house, and the lady was like, oh, that motherfucker is something else. He done doggone put the house and willed it to you. Now we all gotta leave. They moving out and everything. I'm like, damn. So Andre now finds out that he owns the house. He calls up Corbin and was like, we got our headquarters, head up over here. So I'm like, he ain't even mad that they kicking all them people out that house. He just said, bring the people over here for the doggone headquarters. Oh, Lord, this big. This is deep. This is really deep. Now, on the last scene, the gang is in the car and they driving. I don't know if they're coming home or wherever they're going to their next location. And Big T is still in the car looking like he wanted to shoot everybody. But Lil Murder finally gets the text from Uncle Clifford checking on him saying, hey, how's everything going? It's been crazy. And that's where the doggone thing ends. Listen, the city is rioting. Uncle Clifford finally responded back after Lil Murder done got him something. And that's typically how it happened. You be running behind somebody, and they never respond. Oh, but when you done finally either forgot about it or moved on, that's when they respond. Now, I wonder how this going to go with Uncle Clifford and Big T. Because I feel like Lil Murder got responsibility and loyalty to Big T because Big T did save him in prison. But he's in love with Uncle Clifford. This is going to be a sight to see, baby. Anyway, y'all drop down in the comments and let me know what y'all thought about this week's episode of P-Valley, Season 2, Episode 4, Demethrious. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and I will see you hoes later. Bye.